Around 2014, I was engaged as a local consultant to work with an international consultant hired by the UNDP in Sierra Leone. At that time, after the war, the UN Peace Building Fund provided support to the media. It came to a point in which they wanted to have some coordinated approach to media interventions and media programming in Sierra Leone. So they brought in Dr. Nobi Bonde, an international consultant, who needed a local consultant to work with. So I was hired by Dr. Bonde, and we moved across Sierra Leone, and we had engagements with media stakeholders. We produced what was called a media development strategy from 2014 to 2018. In that strategy, there was a specific provision that stated that there should be a coordinating secretariat for media reform in Sierra Leone. That was how the name Media Reform Coordinating Group came into existence, basically to serve as that group that brings together national media players and actors to sit on the table and talk about two principal things at that time, and probably even now. Those two objectives were reform of the media laws in Sierra Leone and capacity building. So when the Media Reform Coordinating Group was established, we had support from the United Nations Development Programme, UNDP.
The Mrcg came into existence sometime in 2014 when I was consulted to draft and execute the memorandum of association. And since then, the Mrcg has been working with major media institutions in Sierra Leone. It started with 8 media institutions in 2014, but today it has 10 media institutions which it's coordinating. The Mrcg has been very consistent in its coordinating activity, because since then it has helped its constituent bodies, which are major media institutions, to roll out activities that have impacted this nation positively in the media landscape.
The Mrcg is a coordinating secretariat of 10 other media organizations across the country. We have the Sierra Leone Association of Journalists, SLAJ, Women in the Media Sierra Leone, WIMSAL, the Independent Media Commission, IMC, Sierra Leone Sports Writers Association, SWASAL, Ministry of Information and Civic Education, the Independent Radio Network, the Guild of Newspaper Editors, the SLBC, the SLRU, the Sierra Leone Reporters Union, and the Mass Communications Department at Fabric College. These organizations I've just named have helped in all of our programs and activities.
On behalf of the journalists in Sierra Leone, we want to wish the Media Reform Coordinating Group 10th year anniversary, which has been successful to a large extent, as they have been in the driving seat for the reform agenda of the media landscape in Sierra Leone. SLAJ and affiliate bodies all sit within the Mrcg. Mrcg is like our secretariat, charged with responsibility to do all the technical work for us, and they publish the annual Freedom of the Press report. We have also worked together to establish committees and policies, and put together some policies for safety and security of journalists in Sierra Leone. We've also worked together in many areas, including training and capacity building for journalists. And so basically the Mrcg has been complementing the work of SLAJ and providing that kind of research that we need, that will inform some of the projects that we take forward to donors to support in the area of media development. And so in terms of driving the agenda in relation to the laws, we've had success with the repeal of the criminal libel law. We've also had success with contributing to the enactment of the cyber security law, and we are also working together to advocate for the review of some of those sections in that law that infringe on the freedom of expression and of the press. And so the Mrcg has been very critical to the development of the media, because that was what we lacked before in the media landscape. We don't have data, we don't have research, and publications. But now with the Mrcg, we are doing all of this. We're going into many things, to many areas within the media, the research, in the area of women in the media, in the area of welfare of journalists, in the area of the laws. And so their work has been very critical to the development of the media landscape as well. We want to wish them a successful 10th anniversary celebration.
Congratulations to Mrcg for their anniversary and observing the celebration of when it was established as at this time. Before this time, we were operating as Ministry of Information and Communications, and then we started our collaboration and active participation with Mrcg. And as at that time, we were partners in terms of development of media, the media ecosystem in Sierra Leone. We worked in several programs with Mrcg, especially in the area of developing a national information policy, and that initiative has taken us a long way till this time. And also, as board members, we've collaborated in the formulation of several policies and programs around media safety, safety of journalists, etc. Mrcg, of course, their work with the ministry in terms of the Media Viability and Investment Conference and has enhanced our work. And then they are part of the implementation of the outcome of the second recommendations is shouldered around Mrcg hosting the team that is for the National or Public Interest Media Development Fund. And so, talking about media freedom, and as well as we're looking at the polarity of media in the country, Mrcg has had as advisor and pivot to the Ministry of Information, now Civic Education. And so we enjoyed the collaboration, especially in terms of sharing ideas, expertise, and in terms of what they do. And so every now and then we are in consultation and we work at board level as well as partnership level with them. And we hope to continue this work from time to time. Thank you.
Mrcg has been very supportive to media development in this country. It has been of great partnership, helping with capacity building for reporters right across the country. I could recall we started with a mentorship and fellowship program that was funded by the United Nations Development Program, UNDP, where I would place reporters with their mentors, people from the university, the mass communications department, and studio journalists, where they would share their story ideas, do their research, and publish their stories. We did several publications that were printed, they were online, and were hard copies that were distributed as well. That helped a lot of journalists who started over 5 years ago with that training, who are now very senior journalists in different newsrooms here at AYV, where I work, at Radio Democracy, at our newspaper, Politico, and different media houses in both print and electronic. So the Media Reform Coordinating Group, Mrcg, has been very important to reporters, and we hope that it will continue to be around to celebrate more years to help with training and capacity building, because we need it the most, especially with the changing trends of the media landscape presently. Mostly mainstream media to online. There are a lot of journalists who are publishing online now, so there are new areas that reporters need training on. So we're looking forward to how the Mrcg will continue to partner with Sierra Leone Reporters Union and other affiliate bodies in providing this training, because the Mrcg has been a blessing, and we hope they will continue to do it.
Women in the Media Sierra Leone has been an integral part of Mrcg, and women in the media played a very pivotal role in the inception of Mrcg from the foundation. Winter was part of the team who traveled to Ghana to understand the model of Mrcg in Ghana. And since then, Women in the Media has been part of the board. We have participated and contributed. And with Mrcg, the impact is huge. You know, with all of the support 10 years ago till now, they have gone through many, many phases. And with all of the support that we have got from Mrcg in terms of, you know, they supported us to do like a database of our organization, something that we never did before. And they've always supported us in terms of capacity. They have provided training for over 60 to 70 women journalists, women bloggers, women communicators. They have provided that training for us. We have partnered with Mrcg in terms of training for online safety for female journalists. So the impact is huge. And Mrcg's work has touched the lives of our members. I remember that during the last election, Women in Media were part of the media situation room, and it was so impactful during that particular time because we were able to monitor the media. That's all because of the work Mrcg has done. And I cannot express how important it is to have a media reform coordinating group that coordinates activities around reform.
As far as I can recall, the first coordinator for the Media Reform Coordinating Group is Dr. Tonia Musa. I remember Dr. Tonia Musa had the office at the Department of Mass Communication, where he was also head of department. I remember seeing two staff of Mrcg who were going to his office trying to put together the initial paperwork for the Mrcg. He did a very good job, and then it moved on to Mr. Ransford Wright, who served again as a chair and coordinator of the Mrcg.
I served as the chairman for the Media Reform Coordinating Group, Mrcg, between 2015 and 2017. Of course, I succeeded the previous chairman then, who was Dr. Tonia Musa. I think he served between 2014 and 2015, and I served for a 2-year term. The Media Reform Coordinating Group, as we all know, as the name implies, was mainly centered around reform within the media sector. So some of the accomplishments during my tenure, I would say, started around one of the areas we focused on was the review of the curriculum at the university, because we believe that there were issues around training and development of media personnel. So that was one of the projects that we embarked on, and I think it was very successful. We must acknowledge the input of the late professor, who was very instrumental in supporting that particular project. So we were able to complete that project, the review of the curriculum. Also, we started harmonizing the media laws and trying to put together the media laws, so we'll have a compendium of all the media laws in Sierra, but that was not completed, but the idea started, we initiated that. We worked extensively on the constitutional review. The Mrcg spent so much time on working on the contributing to the constitutional review process, and we were advocating for a chapter 13 that will mainly focus on the media in Sierra, which we are advocating for it to be included in the constitutional review. And we made presentations, we had a series of seminars, reviewing media laws in other countries, provisions that were made, and we were able to put together a chapter 13, which was submitted to the Constitutional Review Committee. But of course, we know that at the end of the day, conclusions made by the government with regards to the white paper, that was not included as at that time. But I think that's something Mrcg will continue to advocate for, because I think it's still in the bag, because that's something we need to be able to advance media reforms in the country. Also, advocacy was centered around working with SLAG on the repeal of Part 5 of the 1965 Public Order Act. That was also part of the activities that we were supporting. I remember during my tenure, we supported lots of engagement around that. We had meetings with parliamentarians where we went to them, explained to them, discuss around, the repeal of 35 of the Public Order Act. Of course, it did not materialize in our tenure, but at least we did some groundwork where we laid the foundation for all of that. And also, during my tenure, we also started the State of the Media report, where we started, putting together and reviewing what's happening within the media landscape, focusing on different areas, management, gender issues, operational issues, and the like. And I'm sure those were things that we started during those times. So within that period, that 2-year period, I'm sure we were able to develop, from the gains made by my predecessor, we were able to develop, around the groundwork around media reforms. And I would say, looking back from, that period up to now, I was succeeded by Dr. Soa. And I think Dr. Francis Soa has done tremendously well in terms of taking up from where we left off and moving Mrcg to another level. And I think currently, as we speak, Mrcg is in a position where we can talk about media reforms. We can talk about the advancement of the media without making reference to Mrcg. Because when it comes to several studies that are being done currently, research that has been done by Mrcg, all contributing to the fact that when we do research, when we find out what obtains within certain sectors of the media, it will inform what reforms will be advocated for. So I think a lot of work is being done on that. And one thing I would also mention is that during my tenure, we were able to forge relationships with the Media Foundation for West Africa, MFWA. I think celebrating 10 years of the existence of Mrcg, I would say it has contributed tremendously or immensely to the growth of the media, for us to understand what obtains within the media landscape, and at the same time we're able to get to that point of advocating for the reforms that are necessary for the media landscape. And I'm sure we've also been providing support to the various constituent bodies within the media reform group. Definitely all of the various member organizations of the group definitely have been supported collectively, by the reform. So definitely celebrating 10 years of Mrcg, I would say we are proud of what we've been able to accomplish over the years. And I must say I'm satisfied and I appreciate the work of Dr. Soa and the team, the rest of the staff. Of course, the staff members have been evolving over the years, but nonetheless, the vision remains the same and different people have been contributing to that. And I think we've been able to make a tremendous progress. So congratulations to Mrcg for celebrating 10 years. We look forward to more inroads, more innovation over the next or the upcoming years.
I actually came over to the Mrcg as around 2016-17 because first, like I said, I worked as a consultant. Later, when I was a commissioner at the Independent Media Commission, I was representing the Independent Media Commission on the board of the Mrcg. That was how I became a representative on the board and later chair of the board. And under my tenure as initially as chairman of the board and also serving as coordinator, I realized that it was too much. So we decided to have the position of chairman separate from the national coordinator. The board then advised that we should have an advisory board chaired by Dr. Victor Massaquoi and other 4 board members. And now I basically serve as a national coordinator from 2018 to now.
The Mrcg has been a wonderful exception in this country, in the sense that since the Mrcg was founded 10 years ago, beyond the contributions, beyond the successes the Mrcg has been able to achieve together with other organizations, other media houses, what I would suggest is that as chairperson of the board is to ensure Mrcg now to consolidate all of these gains, particularly when it comes to policies, when it comes to a couple of the laws, for example, the IMC Act of 2020, and a host of other things. But particularly, how do we sustain the MRCG? How do we build on the successes? And also, how do we respond to potential future challenges of the MRCG? I think that is going to be our focus. That is going to be our work. And also, that is going to be what we are going to concentrate on. But particularly, building partnerships. Because we want to see one of the things that we really want to do is to develop partnerships across the board. So we want to work with government. We want to continue to work with government. We want to continue to work with NGOs, particularly media NGOs, local NGOs, as well as international NGOs, to ensure that all of us work together to move the media landscape in this country forward. One thing I would say, lastly, is that the NAFPIN, which is the National Public Interest Media Fund that we are managing right now for SLAG and a host of other organizations, including the government, is that at the end of the day, it's going to help us to sustain the media in this country, to expand the opportunities of media in this country, to build the capacities of media in this country, and to ensure that all of us work together to position journalism, media practice, communication in this country for the longest possible time.
In 2016-17, we were principally funded by the UNDP. In 2018, we had our first additional donor or support that came from the NED, the National Endowment for Democracy in the United States of America. From 2018 to now, NED had become the principal funding organization supporting the work of the MRCG. Apart from NED, we have also had projects with the Africa Transitional Justice Legacy Fund, otherwise known as ATJLF. And under ATJLF, we have been looking at engaging the media and communities to change the narrative on transitional justice. We have also had a project on minority rights group Mrcg that looks at minority rights issues in Sierra Leone. In fact, it's a broader West African project that had in Ghana, Senegal, and Sierra Leone. Again, we have done extremely well in looking at minority rights issues under that project. Now, for 2023 elections, we have key projects we worked on again as Mrcg. The main one principally funded by NED, which was the conflict-sensitive reporting of the 2023 elections, where we trained over 200 journalists across the board. We had a media situation room looking at providing real-time information on media performance within the electoral processes, not only for election day, but in the elections, pre-elections, elections, and post-elections era. Now, we also had a project with IMS, International Media Support, which was basically on police media dialogue. In that project, we engaged media and the police to talk about their relationship, to see what they can do to ensure the safety and security of journalists in our work. We also had a project with our regional body, which is the Media Foundation for West Africa, where we have had a lot of training initiatives on digital rights and women's rights online. We have also had issues on safety and security of journalists. And then the key highlights of all of those things, to my mind, are the key reports we have been producing. If you go to our website, www.mrcgonline.org, and you go to the resources section, you will see dozens of reports we have produced as Mrcg. If you want to have a comprehensive knowledge about the media landscape in Sierra Leone, if you look at our State of the Media reports, you will see a comprehensive analysis of the media landscape in Sierra Leone. If you want to know about issues of press freedom and freedom of expression generally, go to our report on press freedom. There are a couple of them on our website. And we have also produced manuals on reporting on elections, reporting on transitional justice, etc., etc. All of those reports are there. And quite recently, because of the job we have done as Mrcg, media stakeholders came together after the Mrcg and other partners led for the very first time a National Media Viability and Investment Conference with support from the Primed Project through BBC Media Action. We are able to have what we call a 2-day National Media Viability and Investment Conference. At the end of that conference, 7 key recommendations were implemented. One of them was to establish a national fund for public interest media. We are delighted to state that the Mrcg was also asked to lead that process. And today we have the NAFP, the National Fund for Public Interest Media. The Secretariat is housed at the Mrcg.
The establishment of NAFP is such that it must be hosted and managed by Mrcg. So it is Mrcg, for example, that is providing the office space. It is Mrcg that is administering the fund. It is sort of the parent of the fund. So the fund is a kind of a basket that requires funds to be deposited. So Mrcg manages these funds, ensures that the funds are distributed to deserving media institutions across the country to practice public interest journalism, to go and dig deep into the issues that matter to the Sierra Leone public.
That itself is a big boost to the media landscape in terms of dealing with issues of public interest media. So those are the kinds of things we've done within the 10 years of the Mrcg.
At the finance unit, we receive, we disburse, and liquidate.
At the programs unit, we monitor, we evaluate, we produce reports, and above all, we implement programs and activities in Freetown and in the regions.
So, my name is Richard Lahai Gifau, General Manager, Classic Media Empire. I want to seize this opportunity to congratulate Mrcg on the milestone and achievement they have made in positioning the media professionally to dispense duties. For us at Classic Media Empire, we are a testament to capacity trainings and activities that we are conducted by the Mrcg. We have to start with the transitional justice training that was conducted in Bo and Freetown. We are blessed to have a team now here in Bo that is being headed by my team here at Classic Media Empire that is dealing with transitional justice issues. With the training, I want to say we now have a transitional justice program running on our radio station, and it's really adding up to our listenership because it's an interactive program. I want to, on behalf of management, say a lot of thanks to Mrcg over the years. They have not just impacted my staff, but they have positioned Classic Media Empire to be a force to reckon with. With their capacity, we are on top of the situation here, and with their capacity, we have enhanced our output in terms of professionalism. Thank you, Mrcg. We hope Mrcg will continue to impact and build capacity of journalists across not just Classic Media Empire but to other media institutions. Thank you, Mrcg.
Hi everyone, I am Cecilia Alice Sise from the Sierra Leone Broadcasting Corporation in Freetown. Today I want to talk to you about the impact of the Media Reform Coordinating Group Mrcg to my career as a journalist. Now, there are many challenges that we are faced with in our professional work as journalists, but with the help of the Media Reform Coordinating Group, I've been able to benefit from several trainings and fellowship programs, also been able to receive funding from the Media Reform Coordinating Group, which has helped me to produce thematic stories to report and investigate issues that are relevant to society, which has also served as an eye-opener to government and all the relevant stakeholders and authorities to act upon them and bring solutions to those issues. So I really want to appreciate the Media Reform Coordinating Group for their initiatives and their platforms, the opportunities they've given to me to improve my career. For example, I've been able to improve even my writing skills, my broadcasting skills through the numerous trainings I've attended. So all of what I have become over the years, the growth that I see in my professional life cannot be de-associated to the relevant trainings I've received from Mrcg. And I want to wish them a happy anniversary celebration.
My name is Kelvin F. Kamara from the Western Area Rural District. I am one of the beneficiaries of the Mrcg's program. I have witnessed a series of trainings organized by the Mrcg on fact-checking, conflict-sensitive reporting, disinformation and misinformation. My institution, Red Line Mountain, also have benefited from the Mrcg, where they came and trained our journalists on the Right to Access Information Act. And those trainings have actually helped us in doing our job as journalists. So we are so much grateful to the Mrcg and their donors who have supported them in doing all those programs.
Me, Francis Soa, then plus all the one that work in that office, when I mean the boss, when at Mrcg. This not to don't know your money. This are we now. For the side for the scholarship, we as an organization, apart from this donor money, we serve they go help for raise money for scholarship for the picking them now this place here so. And they pledge for the all that when they start the new academic year, the scholarship scheme where we get for go help for bigger other side. But now we they show the seriousness for the bigger we office we they donate 5 million euros.
We are celebrating 10 years of all the successes we have achieved as an organization in media reform and media freedom in the country.
The Media Reform Coordinating Group, Mrcg, has championed media freedom, reforms and capacity building since 2014. We have done a lot on capacitating journalists, research, and also on capacity building since 2014. We'll continue doing same to achieve media development in the country.
We've engaged several communities in Sierra Leone on transitional justice issues, climate change mitigation, local government operations, among others.
The Mrcg has conducted capacity building trainings for over 1,000 plus journalists across the country. We have produced reports on press freedom and journalist safety, which are widely referenced.
We have over the years partnered with several organizations on national issues, including monitoring and reporting on the role of the media in reporting on conflict-sensitive issues.
We have also contributed to democracy through the right of free speech and free media.
We have and we will continue to advocate journalist safety and their welfare.